that it ended on us. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, so I'm still working on her hair. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take darker tones and I'm going to use it, like the top of her hair are going to have more darker tones. And then the ends are going to have much brighter tones. There we go. And I'm going to add probably like a few pinks in it because, you know, why not? Her outfit's pink. Might as well give her some pink hair. But, yeah. So I'm just going to add in, you know, just some colors, some places. But at the end of the day, she has red hair. We want to make her a ginger. Okay. There we go. Now her hair is starting, the colors are starting to get very thick. And again, I want them to stay pretty, like, I don't want them to, like, I want them to stay a bit see-through. The colors that I'm adding, that is. So I'm just adding all this. There we go. Okay, so now we've added the hair colors. Can't find my phone, but thank you for letting me know, Twitch. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just gonna darken this color up a bit while I get to the darker colors. Then at the end, I'm just gonna brighten up the colors. Okay, so anyways, so even now, like while I'm doing this, I don't want to just stay in one place at a time. I kind of have a problem to where, like, if I get stuck on one general part, like, of the drawing, I'll stay there the whole time. So I'm gonna move down to the outfit now. Her outfit is pink and hot pink, I believe. So just gonna get the hot pink first. And like I've been doing this whole time, I'm just gonna go over the outfit. And I'm just gonna do one layer on everything. There we go. And come down to the bottom of the outfit as well. Now I'm going to do my second layer starting from the bottom up. There we go. Now over here, I'm going to add in more of the color because this is where my light is hitting. I might even go to subtle pinks. And I'm just going to go in and make the side where she's turning much darker. I might go over it with some blacks. Let's make it much darker. I go back in with my pink. Let's put it over here. And I'm going to go in with a very much lighter pink. Give more of those areas that are in the light some more room to shine. Go down to the darker shades. Now I'm going to go back to the same color. I'm going to take a very pale pink. And I'm going to go over the part of her uniform that is much lighter in color. And I'm going to color those areas. Gonna color these areas of her arm.
Where's your phone?
I don't know, Adam. And I'm doing a live stream and my microphone's on.
Where'd you go?
Where did what go?
Where did you go?
I was in that room over there. I just decided that I don't care anymore.
You don't care about what?
They hear me talking normally. Okay, but anyways, so I'm just gonna add in much brighter colors to her arm. It's where you were sitting. I'm gonna go in with white. I'm just gonna add some highlights to her arms.
Where is it?
It's somewhere you were sitting. Just find it later. I'm doing a live stream. Adam, just find it later. Adam, you're seriously like disrupting me. Okay. And I'm just gonna add the rest of the colors to her neck that needs to be there. Go, I'm just adding in these beautiful colors. Okay, so I have a basic outline for the whole character. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in. Let me see if I can add some skin tones to her leg. Okay. Anyway, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go in and just start adding all of the fine details to her face. So I'm gonna go to add, and I want very pinkish, reddish tones for her highlights. I'm gonna make it very, there we go. Now I'm going to add a highlight right at the tip of her nose. Maybe we can take the opacity down. That is. Let me blend it out just a little bit. There we go. Now I'm just adding very subtle highlights. Oops, I'm erasing it. There we go. Take the opacity down. Now I'm really gonna add in like where I want all of her highlights. So of course in her eyes. Now I bring down the opacity of that just a little bit. Very tip of her nose, I'm gonna add in some highlights. There we go. Now I'm just gonna add it to top of her cheek. And these highlights add a lot to the actual drawing. And I'm going to blend this one out. Add just a bit of a highlight to her chin. Draw on the tip of her lips with a highlight that is not highlight. I'm gonna make that opaque. I'm gonna take down the opacity. Now I'm adding colors and some textures to her face. And by the way, I'm using Haze Long. She's a YouTuber who does digital artwork. She does her paintbrushes for free, so you can go get some from her. I'm going to use this soft pigment very lightly. I'm going to put it in the areas where I added the highlight. So right here on her nose, just add a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Right here. And then I'm going to add it to her lips. But I'm going to add it with a very neutral pink. Just to the bottom lip. And then I'm going to finish it with a white. I'm just going to add a very subtle, doesn't fit. I'm just going to add a very subtle highlights onto her lips. And then you can back out to see how it looks. That looks very good. And then I can just go back, maybe use some of this soft powder and just add some more highlights to just make her lips look very glossy. blend some of it. Oop, blending brush is too big. Okay, now we need to do the eyebrows. So we're just gonna add in some darker tones to the to the eyebrows. And I'm just gonna go back to the airbrush tool that I used earlier. I'm gonna bring the opacity down like before, and I'm just gonna slowly bring in those darker eyebrows. And now what I'm going to do is go to a different layer. I'll go to the strands button, and I'm just going to add in hairs. And you want them to be very small. When you're doing eyebrows, you always want to start, I like to start at the furthest end of where they're going to end up front. And hairs in your eyebrows always go into multiple directions, so it's okay. The ones at the front kind of stand up while the ones in the back tend to lay down. And then I'm going with a darker tone for the ends. And then another thing I like to do when I do eyebrows, I like to just add in a light color. And there you go, eyebrows. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. I'm going to start off with my red color. I'm going with a dark brown. And then I'm going to go in with the kind of whitish skin tone looking color. So those are the eyebrows. Now we need to go back and darken the eyelashes with the same brush, and I'm just going to go over them. Some of them you can keep kind of pale. And do the same on the other part of the eye. Just like when you do eyebrows, eyelashes tend to go in multiple directions. The one that are closest to our nose tend to turn outward, and the ones furthest turn inward. Now I'm just going to go back and I'm going to add more textures to the hair. I'm going to use the lightest color, and I'm just going to kind of sweep it in. I'm not making full lines, but I'm just kind of quickly going through and making like a line motion. Okay, so this is all the time that I have for today, but stick around for part 3 of this drawing. I'll probably finish it either later tonight or tomorrow. Thank you for joining me.